What's up, everybody? Welcome again to Squad Thoughts. We haven't actually done one of these in a little while.
No, it's been a while.
But with a slightly salty squad, we're going to be talking about Google Stadia Connect presentation today. Give you a little recap of that, our thoughts on that, right before this big E3 weekend. So lots to come there. But as always, I'm John at Force Inept.
I'm Mike at Sresh.
I'm Deion at Super Nerd Fresh.
And you can check us out every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/slightlysaltedsquad for This Week in Gaming, where we talk about video game news. Tonight's a little special occasion, though, because holy shit, that Stadia Connect was
so good.
Amazing.
So good.
So I think we'll probably just jump right into it. Let's see. Let's set the background here. Bam.
There you go.
There you go. That sexy
Top
ass
10
controller.
background.
Top 10 background
Oh,
right
let's
there.
go,
Yeah.
bro.
Boom.
I replaced my wedding photo with this photo, actually.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
Yep.
So, let's see. It was 25-ish minutes or so today.
Just about, yeah.
12 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, June 6th. Today's the 6th, right?
Correct.
And they started off talking a little bit about what we kind of already knew about Project Stream and stuff like that, and then jumped right into a really dark CGI trailer for Baldur's Gate 3, which was the official announcement release of that by Larian Studios. It had tons of development to it. Did either of you guys play Baldur's Gate 1 or 2?
Baldur's
Or the
Gate 2
expansions
years and years ago. Like PlayStation 2, maybe?
Baldur's Gate 2, looked it up, came out in 2000, which actually was later than I thought it did. And then they had the enhanced version in 2013, which I totally missed it.
I didn't get that one.
That one came to consoles, I think.
Yeah.
But I missed out on that. I was not into those games at that time, but I'm looking forward to what this is going to end up being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because Baldur's Gate 2, from what I remember, is not something you could play on like a console, like with a controller, like the Stadia controller. So I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work, but with everything like Dragon Age, Inquisition, stuff like that, how they've kind of remastered things like that, who knows? We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But then they kind of touched here and there on games. They went through a whole list of them, probably about halfway through, of just like rapid fire going through them. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the actual list of, or I should say the image of the partners they've worked with, which is a pretty expansive list and includes publishers and development companies that are not actually shown in the games they played. Two key ones being Gearbox and Rockstar.
Yep.
So I'm very curious if this opens up for Borderlands 3.
Yeah, just because it wasn't announced today doesn't mean it won't be. We still have 5.5 months until this thing's released. There's a lot of time for people to get on board. So
Yeah. Quick note. So it's targeted release in November. They didn't give a specific date. So it's going to be competing with Jumanji, the video game, and then Pokemon. I know. Yeah, November 15th.
Listen, I saw Jumanji 2. There's no way in hell I'm playing a Jumanji video game. I never played a Jumanji board game. I'm not doing it.
Yep. It just seems dangerous. But
it does.
Yeah. Also, side note, Pokemon coming out the same day as Jumanji. Bold strategy on that Pokemon's part.
Yeah, I don't know what they're
It's
thinking.
going to be risky. But so, real quick, just actually going through, because we freeze frame and went scene by scene on all the different games they actually did show on their quick little rapid fire intro, and then they did little clips of games.
We did it for you guys.
I wrote bloody ass Crusader zombie shit. That was Baldur's Gate 3. Again by Larian Studios. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Guilt, which looked like a new game, kind of creepy investigation game, like your little kid running around school.
Yeah, it was definitely
creepy.
stylized, but it looked a little creepy. Yeah.
Get Packed, which I had never seen before, and I got super excited for, because basically it's Overcooked, but for a packing/moving company.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh my god. I can just imagine rolling it.
It's definitely going to be a squad mode game.
Four-player co-op where you're just having havoc around you. Assuming it's co-op.
Yeah. Well, they said couch co-op and online co-op, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. And everything's online with Stadia, so. Everything. Then lots of Division 2 that got shown and talked about a lot about how kind of difficult it was to get that one because it's such a precision game.
I'm curious on how they're going to handle, I know we're talking about some other stuff later.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're not only supporting just like single player campaign games, but to support, PvP multiplayer games where you're not just worried about your own connection, but you're worried about somebody else's, and that's all through Google. So it'll be interesting on how they handle that.
Yeah. So there was
the effort.
There was one statement that absolutely blew my mind, and they said that we're able to get the data from our servers to your computer faster than your computer can get it. Your brain can get it from the screen to your brain. Like it's ridiculously fast, and it's a bold claim.
Yeah, it's a very bold claim, and so they kind of talked a little bit about initially it's not going to be on the phones and stuff like that. That was just a quick mention of it, but you're going to need the controller for it, and the controller is one of those Wi-Fi specific devices. So it's not your controller connecting to your Chromecast connecting to Google. It's your controller and the Chromecast connecting to Google, so it's not like there's even another jump to it. So I'm curious if there will be significant impact from that, because Division 2 and then Destiny 2, which is going free to play, so it's included in Stadia, all the different expansions, all that. So Destiny 2 Shadowkeep was essentially revealed during the Stadia conference, which is weird. I haven't caught the actual Bungie conference. It was later than
an hour later. Yeah.
Earlier now, later than this conference. But yeah, with that PvP, I think that's really going to be the test. Like Assassin's Creed ran great during Project Stream.
Yep. I played all of Assassin's Creed with a Bluetooth controller to my computer and then all the way out.
Right.
And the latency there was non-detectable.
That's awesome.
So I think even doing like this sort of like data input race between your computer and the controller to get there and get back is going to be even tighter.
Yeah, I'm really curious because especially having two things hitting the server, you'd think there'd be like a timing thing there. Like, what if my controller is faster than my Chromecast?
There has to be some sort of like synchronization that's happening, some sort of heartbeat that's like, hey, this is where you need to be.
Black magic.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's how that works.
Yep.
Let's see. Continuing on, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No surprise there, considering that was Project Stream and it was amazing. That was. We'll touch on that in a second.
I am just a quick note. Yeah. I'm happy on how it'll be interesting to see Ubisoft's partnership as they keep going. Right? They had Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like a good amount of these games are from Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Two huge ones.
Yeah. It's exciting to see. You never know what other ones will continue to join or jump off, but it's really good to see a strong studio like that partner up with Google.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see, Doom Eternal, so from Bethesda, big one there. Mortal Kombat 11, Tomb Raider, I forgot the subtitle, the most recent one. Rage 2, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Everybody's excited about that one. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Just Dance, Trials Rising, Final Fantasy 15, FIFA, it looked like, based on the screens. I don't think that was actually said on there, though. Farming Simulator, really pumped there. Predator appeared on there. The Crew 2, Grid, don't know what that is. FM, don't know.
It's an amazing racing game.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. I really enjoy it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
FM, don't know what that is. Elder Scrolls Online, Darksiders Genesis, which also I think was kind of the reveal for that one.
Isn't that that's the third one, right?
No, that's the I think fourth one that was rumored to come to E3. I could be wrong on that
one. Didn't Darksiders, the third one just dropped in November? They're already announcing a fourth?
Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing.
Maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the third one, but the third one was Wrath or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dan's going to get a check there.
So the one that they announced is the newer one. It isn't the new Darksiders game.
It's a new one, or it's the November one?
New one.
It's a new one.
It's the new one.
Wow.
Darksiders.
That team's got some...
Know what you're doing.
Got some stuff going on. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome.
Wolfenstein Youngbloods, another Bethesda game there. Thumper, don't know what that is. Samurai Showdown, not spelt with a W in it.
Yeah, I looked that up because, I'm like a samurai junkie, but, it's like a knockoff. It's a knockoff Street Fighter. It's like a samurai Street Fighter.
Pass.
So, nah.
Me.
And then Metro Exodus, which on PC has been a Epic Games Store exclusive, so kind of interesting there.
That's a big one, though.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a lot of people love that game, and yeah. Shit, I'm curious. Granted, it is November, so they will be kind of quote-unquote older games by then. Kind of one of the talking points is obviously the price. So for Stadia Pro, and we'll get into the streaming like quality and stuff like that, is $9.99 a month.
Which, if you guys watched yesterday, way lower than what any of us had thought of it. Yeah, without question.
Very wrong. So it appears to be going, I'm going to say maybe an amped up PlayStation Plus model, where it's a little more expensive than PlayStation Plus. You get a base set of free games, which they didn't specifically say all the games they showed here were free ones.
No, they didn't specify.
I felt like it was implied, especially with Destiny 2 being included in the Founders Edition set, which we'll talk about in a second. So it's $9.99 a month to be able to access a bunch of quote-unquote included free games, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, and keep in mind it's more than the PlayStation Plus, but it's less than the PlayStation Now.
True.
Right?
Yes,
yeah,
that's
half
right.
the great point.
Yeah.
Half the price of PlayStation Now, which is $20 a month. So it's $10 a month, base games, and then you have the ability to then purchase new games, or I'm assuming they will, I assume, include more free games as it rolls on, but who knows, kind of like PlayStation Plus where you get a couple a month. But very curious. Otherwise, there is Stadia Basic, where it's just you buy the game and you have access to it. So no monthly fees, no anything. You don't get the full streaming solution, though, which we'll kind of talk about. Actually, maybe we'll just jump right into that.
Yeah.
Let's go right into bandwidth. So the bandwidth there, you can kind of see the chart they provided. So really, the recommended is 10 megabits per second. Well, they show 5 megabits on the scale, so presumably you can kind of do 720p at 60 FPS stereo, not surround sound. Once you get up to 20 megabits per second, you get 1080p with 60 FPS and 5.1 surround sound. So that's roughly what Project Stream was. I'm not sure if it was 60 FPS on Project Stream.
I don't think I ever got 60 FPS, but I don't know if it's because of my internet or if it just didn't.
Yeah, so that was obviously a more limited trial. Once you get to 35 megabits per second, which obviously will be a limiter for some people, I would say the vast majority of dedicated gamers, and I'm going to phrase it that way, have internet speeds that high, so they should be able to handle it. So that's 4K 60 FPS, 5.1 surround sound. You do need a
full HDR as well.
Yes, great point. Full HDR as well. You do need a Chromecast Ultra to run that, which is, I think we looked today, MSRP is $70.
Yeah, it's on sale right now for $60. I imagine coinciding with this announcement. But I think normally it's $70.
Yeah. So the other ones you can handle on regular Chromecast 3 or Chromecast 1. I assume anything you run Chrome on. They did say that initially it is the controller like we talked about, and it won't be on phones immediately and things like that, so I'm sure they're kind of working through hurdles on that. The Stadia Pro, the $10 a month though, you have to have that to be able to access the 4K content, they said. They I don't think specified.
Which I'm cool with. Like, that makes sense to me.
I was going to say for Netflix I pay just about $15 a month for 4K.
Yeah,
so
that's why I was so surprised about the price point, because I thought about, okay, well, if a Spotify or like a music streaming service is around $10, I just imagine that this would be more for all of the stuff that they have to do for the licensing that they have to get for all of these games.
Yep.
So I'm just blown away by that price point.
Yeah, I don't understand how they do it, because like Netflix, you would think a movie, 4K movie is what, 5 to 10 gigs, like, or is that more? Really?
North.
Is it?
Yep, significantly.
Really?
Yep.
How much is it?
40 to 50.
No shit. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, never mind. That argument kind of goes downhill. Although, Division 2 is 60, 70 gigs probably. So, I mean, it's... Maybe I guess it's more comparable than I thought, but streaming 4K, 60 FPS, HDR video game, that's... I don't know. Seems a lot more demanding than playing a movie, but... I don't know.
Sure. Well, I mean, it certainly is, right? Because the movie is on rails. The movie is always going to be the same thing over and over again. Video games are not.
No calculations, no anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's that user input. Another important point, though, the Stadia Pro, not only do you unlock the 4K capabilities, but that also is what gets you the 5.1 surround sound. So without that, I think it just reverts to stereo.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So.
You know what I'm wondering about? It's not really, but it's kind of a part of this topic. I wonder how they will handle, like, even if they have these, I guess, so they're picking more established games that have already probably gone through patches and are pretty stable at this point. For like a newer game, I'm wondering, like, from a system standpoint, how do you handle like something crashing or a bug happening in the game?
Yeah.
You know, like, is it just because I close my
be
tab
like,
and relaunch the tab and go where I left off? It's just interesting, you know, like.
Well, I imagine it would probably act similar to your PlayStation, right? Where like your PlayStation is your OS with a game running inside of it. This would be some sort of container software running your copy of your game.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you're right, like if the container crashes, right? Like the Stadia platform crashed. I don't know how they would handle that.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm not sure if it's like
sure
redundant server failovers or whatever.
I'm sure they're testing the hell out of this, and they've done so much for these games, so I'm not really worried about it, but it's interesting.
Yeah. One thing I did note, wouldn't be able to play on phones, but they did indicate the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3a have a Stadia app that will be out there, so presumably you can play on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. If it's just like weird access to your account, like limited access sort of stuff, or like, can I play Baldur's Gate on my phone?
Oh god, I can't wait. I'm gonna be so.
I have Chrome on my Pixel, so I don't
know. I'm going to be getting a Pixel 3 or hopefully 4 by November. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I didn't think that was interesting that they didn't actually list the Pixel 4.
Yeah, I was like,
around the same time.
Well, like Pixel 4 is gonna be out before then, I hope. So
yeah, they don't want to like early drop anything.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so crazy Blackmagic 4K HDR 60 FPS streaming. It's unfathomable to me. Playing the 1080p on the Project Stream was confusing to me because I didn't know how it was working. I was this isn't how.
You pulled it up at work with the throttled network, and it was just like, there we go.
Literally went into work during Project Stream, hooked up my laptop with no dedicated GPU or anything, playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey with a bunch of people standing around like, how the hell are you doing that?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Let's see. And then, along with the Stadia Pro, obviously, they promoted the Founders Edition.
If you're a founder, go ahead and raise your hand.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's so
That's
strong.
Yeah, that's weird.
My Founders receipt email was 12:22 p.m. Eastern, 3 minutes before the stream ended. So, kind of weird how that worked.
You have Google in your blood, so.
Yeah, that's true. Google runs my life. Google is life, as far as I'm concerned. So Google is life. Google sponsor us.
Oh man,
that would be the day. We love to sponsor you guys for your.
We have a better chance. We have a better chance with Archer Farms. We gotta start low.
Archer Farms. That's not a slight to you. Please.
All I'm saying is there might be a correlation between the amount of times you've responded back to us and the amount of Archer Farms sitting at the desk right now.
Is that a threat?
Maybe.
So Stadia's Founders Edition comes out later this year, obviously with probably the launch of Stadia.
Ship date just said November. It didn't actually give a date. You can pre-order today, like I just said, so they do have apparently limited quantities, so who knows how limited because it's Google. But their phones have been selling out a lot of the colors I always want, so you might want to jump on it if you want it. Yep.
Comes with a Chromecast Ultra, so let me set the price tag, $129.99. Did I get that right?
Yeah, $130.
Yeah, $130. Gets you a Chromecast Ultra. Again, those are right now $60-$70. Gets you a special edition Founders controller, which is an amazing like navy blue and orange, which are my two favorite colors combined.
Orange?
What were you pointing to?
You're
pointing to the controller.
Right there, bro.
That's it, right there.
There it is.
That's it. Yeah. I can't wait to flip it over and see the Konami code on the back because that's a nice little addition on there.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty excited.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, it's on all the controllers.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
You didn't get any controllers either.
Oh, that's so weird.
Because I also ordered a clearly white. Who also ordered a clearly white controller?
Oh, that's weird.
God, these guys go so in.
In. Drink the Kool-Aid. It's Google. Just force feed it.
Yes.
I regret saying that. Okay.
At least you call it the Kool-Aid.
Oh, come on, Mike.
I'm going to go wash my hands.
We were down here, and then we just kept going, just right through. Okay, let's see. Chromecast Ultra controller. You get 3 months free, so that's a $30 value. You also get a buddy pass to give somebody 3 months free, so really that's $60 value. And a Chromecast Ultra, so that's let's see, $130 plus a controller, which is $69.99, so that's $200. And you get to be one of the first players to reserve your name.
Yes. And that's priceless.
Priceless.
It is priceless.
If I wasn't Force Inept now, I would actually care about it. Nobody wants to be Force Inept.
This dude over here is going to be Super Nerd Fresh 1987 because he didn't move fast enough.
Scrub.
He didn't move fast. In fact, I'm going to lock your name down.
I'm okay with that.
That'll teach you. Yeah, so that's about it for the Founders Edition. And you get a nice little email that says, thank you for being a founder and stuff like that. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Wasn't there a specific or exclusive Destiny 2 content for being a founder?
Yes, my bad. I kind of mentioned that earlier and totally didn't put it in the list. But yes, you get Destiny 2 Shadow Keep for free.
Free!
Although, I'm a little curious on how that works because...
With it going free to play and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little unclear about that too.
So I'm not sure... Yeah, not sure how that works yet. So, probably more to come on that. They gave us tons of information, yet... didn't give a lot of key information.
It was lost
the
up in
actual
this bitch.
Date and stuff like that. It was just going all over the place.
Also, These Matos says, Deion, stop being a broke bitch.
Okay, am I ready for the segment where I am not the hype boy about?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so...
These Matos also Founders Club.
Of course he is.
Founders Club.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I think the value of it makes sense for what you're getting. So that makes perfect sense.
$200 value, everybody. Come on.
Minimum.
Come on. Why wouldn't you do that?
The reason I wouldn't do that is these guys over here, specifically the one at the corner there, who has an Xbox, a PlayStation, a VR, a PC, a Switch, an Oculus Quest. You don't necessarily
I'm
need
so
to
glad
have
you stopped.
I know there was more, but I couldn't think of any more. There's just so much that personally I have too much that I still need to go through and beat as far as games go. That if I'm gonna be gaming, I really probably want to be doing it on my PC so I can stream it. Granted, we can stream it through Stadia.
That's the best part.
But I don't know. I experienced some latency. Not latency. I experienced conflicting
Just bandwidth challenges.
Bandwidth challenges between the game, and so the game started getting more because it won't just it will kick you out if it's too low, but what it'll do is it'll take it from 1080 to 720 and start to get then it'll get all
degraded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I like that 720 is degraded nowadays.
Yeah, like when it is 720 third world.
Ugh.
But I mean, so all in all, I don't have a problem with it. And I totally get it. I really want it to be long term for me. I want it to have more cross-play when that happens. And when that happens, I get excited because then I can partner up with some of my friends or whoever. Whatever pleb doesn't have anything, it's boom. You can at least pick get the game and you can do it off your browser and be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm excited about most is that we're getting PS5 next gen quality games as far as resolution now this year. It's happening now before the PS5 comes out.
Fair point.
It's early access next gen.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
My other point here though, there's not that many games. They're good games, but not that many games here that I'm dying to play. Is there one here that you're really dying to play?
Well,
Baldur's Gate 3, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Get Packed.
But even if those aren't...
Doom Eternal's meh.
And these aren't bad games. I'm just saying, for me personally, there's nothing besides the two that aren't out yet. There's not
pretty
much
excited
here.
for Power Rangers Battle for the Greater.
Okay, yeah, you got me on that one.
But think of it like your Switch, right? I'm less excited about the cool games they get to play. Darksiders is also a really good one. But even if these aren't Stadia exclusives, the ability for me to be able to play in my office or run downstairs and go play in my theater or run into my bedroom and go play in my bed or come over here with my controller and then plug in, that's amazing. The portability, and we've talked about this in the past. To me, the next generation of gaming is not about higher graphics. It's going to be sweet, but it's mobility. Being able to do awesome things wherever the hell I go.
Yeah, and I'm not dogging on the tech and what this is going to do for gaming. I'm all for this.
Yeah.
I think that this is the next generation of gaming. I'm just more so speaking for myself and what I have.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And
or throw your Chromecast in a suitcase and play in the hotel. So that is something interesting. That would be something
that's exactly right.
Granted, I'm sure there will be some probably like, hotel internet's not as good, so you might have to suffer.
But then I'll have my Switch, and then I'll have my Oculus
If it's
Quest,
not 5 megabits, then I will tether it to my Google Pixel.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll get 5 megabit download.
Yeah, that's true. Shit, where was I gonna go with it? Son of a bitch. So a friend of mine that normally, so I've had a bad experience of talking him into games, which I'm sure both of you guys can relate to.
That's what you do.
Like,
that's your MO.
That is true. Remember Destiny 2?
Dude, I have so many. My list for that is longer than this list.
Battlefront 2, World of Warcraft. So him.
Fallout 76.
Hey, I still want to go back to that. So him specifically was World of Warcraft I got him into, and I got him really addicted. Then I was like, okay, addicted, and then I fell off, and then he remained addicted. Pokemon Go is actually kind of the same way with that. Battlefront 2, I talked him into games, and then that was just a shit show, as everybody knows.
Right.
I convinced him to buy this game. Like, after Battlefront 2, it was like, I'm not going to believe you anymore because you're just a soothsayer. But I convinced him in like less than 5 minutes of this is industry-changing, revolutionary stuff, and we're on that edge, and the Founders Edition is worth it. Not only because it's $200 worth and you can get it for $130, but you are the front lines of this amazing stuff, and he's the one that builds a PC every like 5 years or so because he hates spending the money, but it just gets to a point where he can't play those games even if they're not cutting edge that come out, and this eliminates that. It eliminates everything.
Yep. Like
you were saying about the PS4 or the PC and the Xbox. I have an Xbox just for HDR. I have not bought a game on that. I'm going to just throw that out there. PlayStation I play all the time. Mm-hmm. VR I'm curious to see how it does because I think this won't initially solve for VR. I think it could eventually. I don't think that's probably their roadmap right now.
I think they could very easily transition this into a VR platform.
I'm curious because I've done through the browser before, and I've never had good experiences unless I download things. Granted, it's not Google servers and all that shit. Right. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But back to the games list now that I've actually regained my train of thought after just talking for a while.
Here we go.
This is a games list, but E3 hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
E3 starts Saturday, and I can't wait to be like, and this is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Stadia.
Yep. And I was actually thinking about that when you mentioned FIFA. And you're like, well, I wasn't sure if it was FIFA or not. Like, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
FIFA 20 is going to be announced at E3, and it's only a matter of, boom, Look at this.
EA right there, which I'm looking through the list real quick. I don't think any of those are EA games listed up there that we went through.
I mean,
so I put FIFA because it was a soccer game and I couldn't tell what it was. The graphics actually didn't look too good on that one. So
FIFA wasn't one of the slowdown ones
that
we went through?
No, it wasn't. That was it was a soccer game.
It is, EA Sports is on this.
Yeah.
On the screenshot.
Oh, it's on there
EA
as well.
and EA Sports.
Yeah, and Rockstar, so it's like Red Dead coming out there.
Oh, yeah, because The Sims, right? The Sims is EA. Did you have that on this list? Because we saw The Sims.
Well, that's why I wasn't sure. I said The Sims. I wasn't sure if it was The Sims because there was more dialogue than I expected for The Sims because it looked like The Sims, and then they started speaking. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but they talk. They just don't talk in English.
Well, they were speaking in English, so that's why I was like,
probably not The Sims.
Shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that ain't The Sims. They don't know English.
No.
Yeah, they just speak gibberish. Yeah, so I am so excited for E3 and obviously continue to watch us. This Sunday we're not doing a Squad Thoughts or Squad Mode like we traditionally do because that is pretty much right in the smack dab middle of the Microsoft Xbox conference, so we'll be watching that. Mm-hmm. So next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing, obviously, This Week in Gaming. I'm sure we will be talking a lot about E3. But then the following Sunday, which is the 16th?
Yes.
16th, we will be doing a Squad Thoughts all about E3, our impressions of all the different conferences, what we thought was best show, what we liked, what we didn't like.
With a surprise special guest, and it's so surprised, we don't even know who the hell it is yet.
It's true.
So
we don't.
If you guys would like to sign up, there's a form down.
That's over a week from now. We don't plan that far ahead.
Exactly.
The fact that we know we're doing a stream then is pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys like overall impressions of the
It's cool, man.
presentation?
It's a lot of cool stuff, and I'm with Mike that I think it's going to be the next generation of gaming. I'm curious. I really, I have some friends that for the people that have like one dedicated console and don't have anything else, I think this is like the best way to bridge the gap,
Right.
because it's something that someone's willing to do that maybe can only afford one console, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, well then just buy the game, even if you don't want to do the pro model and just do the base model. I think that is how you're going to help really bridge the gap and get more people gaming. So I'm all for it.
Hey, I want Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't have an Xbox. I can just pay for the game. I don't need to buy a console anymore. Like, that's crazy. Granted, exclusives and stuff like that, like Last of Us, I'm sure is not going to be coming to Stadia or anything like that. So you're still going to have those needs out there. Xbox doesn't have any exclusives anybody cares about. So, and plus they're all becoming
As of right
PC.
now. Who knows?
Yeah,
E3?
that's true.
Halo Infinite
We heard you. Here are exclusive games.
coming
We heard you
2022.
100%. But yeah, these games being crossplay too. Like I have to kind of imagine Call of Duty is going to come to this. It's crossplay everybody.
If it does, then that's some real stuff.
Well, I think it's actually very likely with Destiny
Destiny 2.
it being Activision and Call of Duty being Activision. Like, there's already now
That
a precedent.
would be really cool.
There's
for
precedent.
It, so.
Destiny 2 is getting crossplay, and it was interesting because I think we talked about it this week in gaming last night, but Destiny 2 is confirmed crossplay for Xbox and PC and Stadia now. But they didn't say PlayStation 4 because PlayStation hadn't confirmed. So they confirmed like yesterday.
Yep.
But in the Stadia video that they released today, it still said like PlayStation 4. I don't know what exactly it said. It was like pending or something.
Yeah.
But PlayStation confirmed it because now PlayStation at that point they're like, we're not going to be the ones left behind. We already messed that up with Fortnite and Rocket League. Like we can't be the last one. Like trains leaving the station get on.
They'll
the train.
be The Last of Us.
2.
PlayStation exclusive.
2. So yeah, with just cross save, cross everything. Like maybe I'll still play something on my PlayStation 4, but I'll just traveling like these Matos points out. I'll play my Switch on the airplane because that internet I'm not going to use, and then get to the hotel. My phone, my laptop, my tablet, whatever. Play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Play.
Right.
What's the most demanding thing on there? Farming Simulator.
Gaming all through your whole life.
Just
And then you go to sleep with Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon Sleep.
Never stop gaming. Never. My overall impression, I think that this exceeded everything that I thought. You kind of have like this is what I think like best case would possibly be, and then your more like realistic expectations, and this just exceeded it as far as the price point, as far as the hardware, and in the ease of use, as far as the internet specs.
Yeah.
Blew me away. I was very much expecting 50, 60, 70 megabits a second
definitely.
in order to get that kind of stuff out of there. Even like the fact that I can have Stadia for free with Stadia Basic if I don't want to pay for it, or hell, I let it lapse, and then when I have a LAN party in a couple of months, I'll renew it for Pro and we can play in 4K, and then I'll let it drop again. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. When I saw that Founders Edition, which by the way called it, I was super excited, and I ordered that shit immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm above and beyond A+.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I think they have a little bit to prove with the PvP, like we talked about. I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle, if I had to say, because people are going to bitch about that unless it's perfect. So games like Call of Duty, like maybe that is a limiting factor for it. But they've got Destiny and Division 2 on it, which I mean are not short of friggin' PvP. But yeah, the games list they announced, honestly, more than I thought. I thought they would have had a few big names and a few little ones, but that's a substantial list. And with how many partners they showed on that screen, going back to like that screen, That's substantial. That's all.
There's
big
games on the list, or there are people on this list right here that don't have games on the list.
Right.
And so these people are going to be announcing stuff this week at E3.
Yeah.
So, this list is only going to get bigger.
And then, like you said, the actual specs, I was very surprised. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get 4K at 60 FPS because that is legit next gen with HDR.
Remember the Mad Box back in January?
RIP Madbox.
Sorry.
You are officially
$10. I can have it too.
Officially buried now.
Yeah.
So the specs on that were amazing, and then the price point because I was wildly off. Granted, it's a different model than I expected them to go to. It's not like all inclusive, but
you said a subscription model, right?
Yeah.
You're closest.
Yeah. So, but shit, $10 a month.
Yeah, I did not think it. I think 20 was as low as I was gonna go.
Right. So it's interesting. I'm curious too if they'll have like an annual rate or something like that. Obviously, haven't announced that yet.
Probably.
But yeah, something
$100
like
for the year or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like Nintendo's done, just like Amazon or can you do Amazon monthly? I don't think so.
I don't know if you can or not. I always pay yearly, but I don't know if it's
PlayStation Plus you can do monthly or yearly and stuff like that. So curious to see if anything out there. And then Founders Edition, which I was pleasantly surprised by and ecstatic that it was blue and orange because go Illini and Bears. So there you go. So,
that's a sports thing, I think.
Sports. That's all I got.
For someone who loves sports so much, you never play sports games.
I love Madden and NCAA and then occasionally FIFA, but I just never buy them. Like, I'm at somebody's house playing them, I'm all about it. But I haven't bought one in a while because I got Madden 2015, 2016, and I played the Madden Ultimate Team and then got really addicted to it and like spent money on it, and then like I don't do those anymore.
Jeez.
Yeah, don't do those. Madden is fuck you, EA. God.
You know what else is going to be amazing though is not ordering my games on Amazon and waiting for them to get delivered.
That's gonna be weird.
Right. No more midnight releases. Right. Stadia will just be like, your game's accessible, and then you don't have to worry about the day one patch. Like that shit's already done.
Yeah, you don't worry about any patches. You don't worry about installs. You just
done.
No worrying about disk management.
Yes.
Or discs.
We're in the future.
Yeah, it's weird.
So exciting.
So cool. Yeah, obviously, let us know what you guys think. Comment below. Write in. Otherwise, stay tuned for This Week in Gaming next Wednesday or our squad thoughts on E3, where I'm sure we'll talk more about Stadia because they set the bar pretty high on conferences even before we're at E3. So.
Right. Dizmito says we might need to worry about server lag on launch days. I think you're right, but if anybody is equipped to handle that, it's Amazon, but Google too.
Right.
Yes, I think Google can hold their own. Right.
Google and Amazon, both pretty big companies from what I hear. So, yeah. Any last thoughts?
No.
Cool. You gonna go buy the Founders Edition?
Yeah, do it.
Until next time, guys. Stay salted.
Bye.
Thank God for the Buddy Pass.